Team pick.
Hey guys, sorry for the delay. This is a gameplay of me doing Morphling. You know, I pretty much got this guy down to a science. So I wanted to pretty much share, kind of what I do. I was doing Captain's Mode. I really don't do all pick. I pretty much, hate it.
For battle.
Reason is because it's, I mean, to be honest, it's nothing but a bunch of noobs to me. Because, I mean, really, what is all pick? It's just, let's choose the cheapest characters we know. What hero are we absolutely good with? So let's just do this. Now, the reason I did Captain's Mode is, yes, I wanted to use a character I was wanting to be good with. Because I did a lot of, I did like 2 games with Morphling in the beginning where I did absolutely just garbage horrible. I'm talking like 1 in 12, and then I started going to bots because I just couldn't stand doing so bad with them. And I realized this guy was like Chuck Norris tier. If you know when to use his abilities and how, you can pretty much avoid death. I died 2 times in this game, and literally the only reason I die is I'm trying to spam, I was trying to spam waveform and morph strength gain at the same time, up top, and it actually didn't work, and I just ended up dying. And it was really aggravating because I was like, this is totally avoidable. And then the second time is going to be by Roshan. And the reason I die is because I wasn't paying attention to my health, and I had like 4 kill steals. Like, you'll see me do wave, I think a Thermal Blade and Adaptive Strike, and I get like 3 people down to like 4% health. And I think it's who was it? Somebody, and they just like, they jacked them. I mean, it's not that big a deal, but you know, considering the fact that me and Spectre are 3-star carries, and people steal kills, I mean, it's so pointless. And I don't know, I get irritated very easy with these games and with people. I mean, I honestly think like 80% of the people that play Dota are garbage, and I know that sounds so messed up, but I've been in teams where we could have won. Like, I just played a game like this. Oh, this pause is lasting forever. And literally what happens is we lose because a person runs away when they have 40% health, and then by the time all of us die, all of their team members had like 5% health, and if that one guy would have stayed, we would have won. And it's, man, it really sucks when people do stuff like that. Like, our Outworld and our Riki, they literally like have like 40% health, and I'd be tanking Tiny with a Baden, and they would run, and Tiny ends up 4% health by the time I die, and they go back to base, and it ends up being 3v5, and it was just like, you know, I deleted one of them, and then the other one deleted me, because I was raging on those guys, because, I don't know, I find noob mistakes like that just intolerable, because it's like, you know, they're so easy to avoid, and then you just, like, make stupid decisions, and it gets you and your teammates killed, you know, like, and then I love it when I play with teams. I know I'm ranting right now, but I love it when you play with teams, and you're a carry, and you're trying to farm, and people literally fought you for farm. I've laned with people where they're an initiator and like support, and they're stealing all the last hits, and they won't give you anything, and then they bitch at you because 10 minutes in the game, after you've gotten killed 2 or 3 times, they're trying to farm, and they're like, why aren't you in team fights? Well, duh, because I'm a 3-star carry. You stole all of my farm.
Middle is missing.
And now I'm trying to farm, dude. It's just like, oh no, idiots
Middle is missing.
are the biggest thing that pissed me off, and there's a lot of idiots in video games. And, you know, dude, I've played with great players, dude. I played with this guy Johnny. Freaking amazing, dude. The guy's really good. Another guy I really play is Dislo. He's like some Russian, European. He's really good though. He's a really good team player. I play with
30 seconds to
a
battle.
couple other guys that were pretty good. I played with one guy that was good. We played like every day. But I mentioned in some of my other videos, but dude, oh my god, he's a real dick. And you know, I'm one of those where, dude, you know, I can be a dick too. We can all be dicks. That's not the point. It's just like, who's a dick more and who thinks they're better than everyone else. And this guy clearly thinks he's better than everyone else. He's one of those. And I mean, I don't think I'm better than any of these people, especially when it comes just, you know, maybe better than some in the game, but I don't think I'm a better person than anyone I've ever played with. And that's the difference between me and this guy. Is this guy thinks he's a better person, and it's one of those, you know what I mean? And, you know, I ain't no one's fool. I know I got some major personality flaws. We all do. Well, there's enough of me talking about philosophy. So pretty much what I'm doing here is, I'm trying my hardest to avoid getting daggered by Queen of Pain, because I play every character. I've played every character at least once. And Queen of Pain is actually a character I can just molest with, like 20-0, stuff like that. And really, Shadow Strike is just, it's like the ability to harass a mid-man. If she would have leveled that up completely, she probably could have made my life hell. But she doesn't really level it up much, I think. I think she was mostly leveling up Blink, which is a really poor move on her part. Because I make her suffer for it later game. I just, like, you know, zip in and just destroy her. I guess another really good thing with Morphling is avoid Adaptive Strike until a little bit later, but don't put all of your points in Morph gain, because really the point of it is to get that 3 bonus strength and agility, and then doing it one more time to increase the shift rate, and then put all your points in waveform and then Adaptive Strike, because there's no need to have 3 or 4 points in Morph, because 0.5 is fine to be pretty much immortal early game. I mean, you just turn it on and you had 60 health, and then by the time you get halfway, ran away, you have, you know, 800 health. It's pretty easy to make do with 2 points more. You know, I really don't use the replicate ability like ever, and I mean, I guess it's bad, but I have auto select on my units, and other than using the escape,
Middle
I
is
don't see the
missing.
point in using replicate, because I do more damage with my Manta style and my other stuff that I get. You know, I would say that pretty much the best thing to do is, you know, let me make sure so I was doing this earlier. Alright. I just want to make sure you can hear my voice. So pretty much the whole idea behind Morphling is just be careful, kind of have Morph on the ready, because as long as you use Morph wisely, you're not gonna die. Mostly, I mean, people are able to pull some sneaky stuff and, you know, get you, but I mean, Morph played wisely, I think, is one of the most indestructible heroes there are, because you can get to the point where once you have your items, like I go for Mana Style first, which is something I see a lot of the pros do. But honestly, if you're playing a game that's not like this and you don't have a decent team, and you can tell by score, you know, 10 minutes in, what kind of team you're playing with, I would honestly go for Ethereal Blade first, because Ethereal Blade is 40 agility, and it does primary damage with your primary stat. And if you have Adaptive Strike leveled up and you have your waveform, you literally, if you're 1v1, you can pretty much go against anybody, even tiny, with like 3,000, 4,000 health. Hit him with your Ethereal Blade, waveform towards him, and then Adaptive Striking, he will 9 times out of 10 die instantly, because it's almost a guaranteed kill. Really, the thing with Morphling is...
Middle is missing.
Yeah, like I said, it's mostly really balancing the morph ability. If you know how to balance morph ability, you're pretty much good to go. I mean, it's hard to do bad. That was my problem, was I wasn't utilizing morph enough, and that kind of led to my downfall a couple games. You know, when you're new to them. But, you know, you don't want to overuse it or overuse certain abilities, because if you don't balance it out, then Morph will be pretty useless. She denies me here, I'm pretty sure. Or not. I think she denies me, right? Yeah, she denies me. It's funny, I still remember that. Yeah, this is my first time watching the replay. You know, I would say that Morphling is one of those characters. Oh, I think she teleports to me, almost kills me, and I'm so surprised she didn't go for that. I think she does kind of chase me, but and this was kind of a poor choice on me. I totally did not use my morph, and my morph would have saved the crap out of me. I don't know if that was really 6 health. I think I was just
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
You know, they could have. I mean, looking back at our teams, I think a Punga would have helped Queen of Pain more. I think they could have destroyed me, because all of her spells are based, and all he'd have to do is spam me with the ability to slow me and do extra spell damage, and then she'd come in and nuke me. But, you know, they didn't do that. Like I said, man, I think most people in Dota just kind of suck. I mean, they don't really know how to strategize. And, I mean, I know that sounds so mean, but it's just like, I don't know, I've been playing this a lot now. I even played a little bit of Dota 1. You know, the only reason I know I play Dota 1 is I actually plugged in my old
Middle
computer.
is missing.
I have some files I look at occasionally. Yes, maybe.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And I looked in there and I actually had it installed, and I had like 60 games I played. I didn't even remember. You know, I fail a lot with this waveform. Like a lot. I mean, I literally probably miss like 6 or 7 right away. I mean, it's pretty bad. I mean, I scare the crap out of her enough to where she runs away, but I was just trying to use this double damage.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
When it comes down to it, I could've...
Missing top.
I mean, I could've used my ulti more, stuff like that, pressured her enough to where she had to, give me more attention, and the fact where she'd push out more, and then I probably would have gotten more kills. Because when it comes down to it, I have an advantage over her at this point. Not necessarily with items or anything, but with the fact that I have my skills enough, and I would have had enough mana to where I could have went in, hit her with a replica, started doing damage, have that replica tank the tower, and then hit on morph on strength. So while I was attacking her and slowly be losing damage, but at the same time I would, you know, be gaining health. So I'm reducing damage but gaining health. So that means her chances of actually killing me would have been really low. But, you know, it's all a matter of learning. I'm not by far a master of Morphling, but I think I'm above average with them. Because past 4 games I played with them, I haven't done bad, but the first, like, 3 or 4 games I played with them in total, man, I did horrible. I mean, I can't even... Man, I did bad.
Dire's middle tower
I'm like
is under attack.
110 and freaking 2 bad. It was pretty brutal. You know, another character that's really good is that new Abaddon. I think I'm gonna do some gameplay with him, some videos, because the dude's like, it's crazy, man. Like, I think he's better than Skeleton King, but I don't know if he's not as good as Morphling, but he's definitely better than Skeleton King, because I was going up against Skeleton King and like beating him 5 times out of 10, just because he's got so much ability to resist damage. And then if you roll up with them with Heart of Taras, like, Oh yeah, this is actually my bed and
Middle is
shop.
missing.
I always skip the tranquil boots. With him, I just go Tango, Clarity, Sage's Mask, and then I go straight to the Soul Ring. Then I get some boots because I got a little bit of speed boost from the his passive, and then I go actually Urn of Shadows, Vladimir's Offering, Heart of Tarrasque, and then I do something a little unconventional and I get some critical. I know that sounds a little weird, but he does good with it actually. A little bit of critical damage. I fail on this right here. I try to waveform him and I miss.
Middle is missing.
By the way, my name is Vindicator at the moment. It's been like Gandalf and a whole bunch of stuff. The reason, I don't know, I like to change it frequently. And Vindicator is someone who's a seeker of truth, and they kind of fight for the falsely accused, and they kind of fight. They're like, I don't know, Vindicator in general, what it means is it's a good meaning, and I like what it stands for. I mean, I rage on a lot of people in this game, but my intentions are... I want to be the best teammate I can, but, it's just, granted, can't... I don't know, it's hard to explain. I get bugged by people in this game, because... there's certain things people do that so easily avoided. And it's kind of, it's just stupid, small stuff, but it really leads to the whole reason we lose. I think she gets away from. Oh no, I kill her. Oh no, I don't. I'm thinking later on in the game. Yeah, there's another time she's up here and I get a kill on her. She has like a little bit of health and by the way, when I first started with this guy, another mistake I was doing was too little health. 2 points of damage doesn't really matter that much. So if you stay anywhere from 700 to 800 health permanently, it'll really add up to getting kills. Do I get the kill here? No. He does. Oh no, I do. Huh. Fuck. Oh yeah, because I use the morph ability and it actually, yeah. A little bit of extra range helps. I think I tried to kill some. No, yeah, I do. I try to kill some.
Is under attack.
That's just what I do, dude. I'm like, oh, free tank. Oh no. What? Oh, I thought One of those moments you're like, huh. Yeah, we got a Chen. I think our Chen's pretty bad. I can't quite remember, but I think he does really bad. Not really bad. But, he does his job sometimes, but there's other times he really slacks off. But it's Chen, dude. Chen's probably honestly
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Pretty god awful at, and I hate using him. I hate using Chen with a passion. If I had all random and I had Chen, I'd probably disconnect. I hate the guy. He's so useless. I've tried all sorts of things with him, and it's just like, I don't know, man. Oof. Hate Chen. No offense to the guy. No offense to you guys that like to use him, of course. Something else we can talk about. I'm trying to entertain you with my golden sweet voice of an angel.
Radiant's middle tower is under
you know
attack.
what? Let's talk about... Oh, I saw a really cool movie today. Safety Not Guaranteed, that one about the time traveler. I was totally thinking they were going to make fun of it and not make it a real time travel. But I'm glad they did. Think about it. We recently finally actually have perfect work. With the Hydron Colliders, we found evidence of the work. And that actually completely, almost completely holds up the the idea behind time travel and bubble universe, because the whole idea behind it is we're all held together by this mutual fabric, and that the fabric is determining the ability to it's giving the tangible evidence that there's something smaller and deeper and something that actually holds everything. And the whole idea behind it is that it's the thing that connects the universes, and the fact that it actually exists means that maybe this connection that it supposedly holds between the universes is also real. I mean, time travel is interesting, but according to physics, accepted physics, time travel is possible in a different way. It's more like interdimensional travel, but through different timelines that are parallel to ours. So in a sense, like, you're not actually time traveling, you're just going to a different dimension that's identical to where you come from, but yet it's not completely identical, because according to a good way to put it is I don't know if it's called a Heisenberg's equation. It goes behind the scientific method. Help me out in the comments if you're listening to this. The way it goes is, if something can happen once, it has to happen more than once. You know what I mean? Like, if you do a test in a lab, and you're doing the scientific method, you have to do repetitive things, because, if it can happen once, then it has to happen again. So therefore, it's scientific fact, because, if a sun was created this way, then that means it had to have happened more than once. And if it wouldn't have happened more than once, well, guess what? We wouldn't have the universe. And so the idea is, if there's one Big Bang, there has to have been other Big Bangs. Well, if there has to have been other Big Bangs, where's the other Big Bangs? Well, they're different dimensions, they're different universes, parallel universes. And so with these parallel universes, that means if it happens once, it has to happen again and again and again, and pretty much for infinity. So if it's happened for infinity, and there's been infinite universes that have been created, then that means that every moment in time, in the future and past, there's been a universe that's been created at that exact moment, or different moments. So, there's a parallel Earth that's 800 years in the future than ours, 800,000, 800 million years in the future, and there's also and same goes for the past. But that also means there's universes that are completely identical and completely different. There's universes that would be antimatter, universes that would be, completely new exotic matters that we don't know of, or that don't exist in this universe. There would be, the possibilities would literally be endless. And, it's kind of like, it makes you wonder, though, like, what's it going to be like when we can finally bridge that gap and actually travel between the dimensions and travel between these quote-unquote realities? I mean, I would love to go to a reality where freaking dragons and all this shit's real. Like, imagine a Dota 2 universe where all of it's real. It'd be awesome. Nah, I don't know. But, I mean, and then it goes, like, how do you know that, like, you haven't seen a time traveler? Someone that's casually on a bus sitting next to you. And, I've had experiences like that where I'm sitting somewhere and I see someone casually just sit there, and, like, they look at you and, like, you want to initiate, but they look at you like they know you. Like, I've had that, and it makes you wonder, like, who knows it? Who says it isn't your great-great-great-great-grandchild from 500 years in the future who hears about something you did, or what kind of person you were from family or historical records, or he decides to go visit you and just see for himself. I mean, I can honestly tell you, if I could time travel, I wouldn't make it known to anyone else, because it would be respecting that things are different, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to, I don't think anyone would want to have the urge to change anything, really, because it's not your business, and when it comes down to it, unless it was something big, there'd be no logical reason to change anything, as things are already preset in motion. And if multi-dimensional bubble universe theory is correct, then you can't change anything. You could change something in one timeline, but it would have no effect on the original timeline you were in. So it'd be pointless, you know what I mean? I mean, the only thing it would be good for is if you wanted to be a time traveler and rob banks, you never get caught because you never get in trouble for it. You just robbed a bank in an alternate reality, and no one would really care in your reality. I mean, when it comes down to it, infinite. I mean, we have micro black holes. We have so many ways that could lead to interdimensional or time travel. I mean, my biggest idea behind it in theory is gravitomagnetism. It's a form of magnetism. You can look it up. We've had super magnets that have actually done that, and pretty much what they do is they super accelerate a magnet, they spin it, and they spin it, and spin it, and they conduct electricity through it, and it creates a form of magnetism that's extremely intense. Well, the idea behind it is if you can create a super solid or a super liquid, and you spin it fast enough, it would eventually create gravitomagnetism, artificial gravity. Well, once you have the power over gravity and you can enhance it to a level of extreme charge, you could pretty much create artificial black holes. You could create time warps, bubbles in the fabric of space and time. I mean, it's limitless what you can do. And it's all a matter of... Alright, so right here, I kill this guy. I do my first successful loop. And then this is where I die. And the reason is because, okay, as you see this completely goes down. And it doesn't activate for some reason. Like, I was actually spamming the crap out of waveform, and it didn't work. I don't know why. And then I was also trying to spam morph. I don't really use hotkeys, but it still should have worked. You know, just click and click over. Go figure, though. Yeah, see, I even mentioned it there. I mean, I don't know. I think it's interesting stuff, and it's something we should be more concerned about. Because, I mean, it's the gateway to the future. I mean, if we have the ability to control space and time, and we have the, I mean, see, people say we need to focus on more important issues, like issues with people, but what's more important than the understanding of higher science and the universe? So if you understand that, we have to understand the more simple things. You know what I mean? Like, it's all stepping stones. You can't have one without the other. So if you focus on the bigger picture, then the pieces will fall together anyways. It's just like, you know, working on a puzzle piece. You know, if you focus on every individual aspect while you're making it, you'd never make it, because you have to have the visualization of the goal of what the picture looks like, you know? Because our brains, our mind, our mentality is not meant to be able to just focus one piece at a time. We have to have a goal in mind. And so if we're working towards this goal of science, or of this you know, motivation to create higher science and all this other stuff, the rest of it the rest of it will follow. And, you know, people just kind of are on the same page. And I mean, history supports everything I just talked about too, because it's all a matter of, well, what happened during the space race with Russia? We had huge amounts of jobs in the U.S., just like in the war, except it wasn't the war; it was something peaceful. We had huge Russian scientists, all this stuff, and I mean, it was wonderful, the technology and the medical and everything that came out of it. And it's just like, you know, why aren't we focusing on that anymore? Why are we so worried about fighting each other, doing wars, doing all this pointless shit, when the betterment and advancement of science is way more logical and it's way more fruitful of a pursuit, and it will honestly lead to, I mean, geez, man, I can think of so many things so many reasons why scientific advancement and, you know, focus is really the way to go. But people just don't think like that, I guess. I mean, I would love to be able to be alive and see an age where, you know, we're up in Mars and we have got our little colonies and stuff. And I even have some ideas. I mean, that's really my dream, is to go into independent scientific research. I even have an idea for something called a Quest device. It would be instantaneous communication throughout any distances. It uses a law of physics and I mean, it's pretty interesting. There's actual science. There's something that travels faster than light. I don't want to give it away, but you can look it up. It's definitely exists, and I found a way. I mean, I did a little bit of math on it, and I did a lot of research, and I completely think it would work. And I mean, it would be interesting. We could go anywhere and travel instantly, communicate instantly. So I kill.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Look at this, dude. This is awesome. I'm gaining health faster than I can take it. You know, I don't know. I know it's kind of weird that I'm just ranting on about science right now, but it's like the thing I really like the most. What did I say? Oh yeah. I'm just trying to, you know, talking shit's actually good because it plays psychological games on people. Especially on the other team. I mean, if you can make a team believe they've lost, they've already lost. If that makes any sense. You know, if you got them focused on rage and all this other crap, and like, oh, you know, son of a gun, dang this, dang that, you know, their chances of winning is a lot lower. I think I killed Queen of Pain over here. She comes over and tries to kill me.
Dire's top tower is under
100%
attack.
sure. No. I'm thinking in different timelines.
Dire's top tower has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But I would say, I don't know. It's kind of one of those things I want to talk about something, but I want to like talk about it too much.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I think out of all the things that are important, I really think that one of the most important is science and advancement, because if we can advance science, the rest will follow naturally like it usually does. I mean, that's at least my experience, and what history shows is when people, like, think about it, the Age of Enlightenment, you know, the Renaissance, you know, the early 19, you know, after World War I, you know, 1950s, 1960s mostly, you know, they were the biggest times of peace because we weren't, it's all a matter of what your focus is. I mean, if your focus is things to better humanity and things that you believe will, you know, it's hard to word, but I think you viewers understand what I mean. It's just like, you know, if we're gonna focus on making guns and we're gonna focus on making, you know, better ways to kill each other, or we focus on spaceships and we focus on, you know, lasers and ways to mine asteroids and things. You know, we're gonna be focusing on travel and wealth. I mean, here's a cute little statistic. If you found a 10-kilometer asteroid in Jupiter, around Jupiter's belt, I mean not around Jupiter's belt, but around the Mars-Jupiter asteroid belt, you would get more mineral wealth than has ever been mined in human history. So if you think about that, that's, you know, less than, I think it's less than 9 miles, or about 9 miles in diameter. I mean, that's pretty big, because if you think in volume, that's like millions and millions of tons, probably. Oh, no, I'm just talking out of my ass, but I know that the 10-kilometer asteroid is, I believe that's accurate, that number. But the point is, regardless of that, is, you know, we have this well of wealth in the world, and we spend the time. See, I don't know why I wasn't attacking more people there. But, you know, it's kind of like, I'd rather be focusing on space, and I'd rather, because I look at the world today, and I see a lot of problems, and a lot of ways to fix the problems, but no one's taking the initiative or the steps to fix the problems, even though they're easy steps. Like, I wish there was more people that were focusing on science and focusing on being police officers or law. Because, I mean, if you think about it, the mentality is good. It's a good moral... it's a good moral standing. But what's the focus? The focus is on crime. It's fixing crime. You know, it's not... It's the whole aspect of, like, positive reinforcement. Like, why would you want to scold your child for taking a cookie out of the cookie jar when you could reward them for not doing it? You know what I mean? Like, if you make it where there's appeal for doing something a certain way, then the person's less likely to make bad choices in etiquette and whatever the choice may be. But, I mean, I don't know. You get what I'm saying. It's... I think, you know what, does she get away? Oh, no, she hides in there. Yeah, Sand King's the guy that steals a lot of kills from me. Yeah, sorry. I was talking about some deep stuff, and then I got distracted by the fact that Sand King's just kill stealing a lot. Yeah, he kill steals me a lot, dude. Like, I mean, it's just because I'm a carry, and it bothers me when people do that. Like, I'm 5'1", 6", and he's 5'2", 8", but like, it's like, you know, when you do most of the work in the game, and like you got this guy to the point where he's like 3% health, and you know that like all of that damage was you, and someone else takes the kill. It's just like, it's like a slap in the face. It's like, thanks for the work, dude, but I got it. You know, like, grr. You know, I think that's another thing, is people are too inward thinkers. I mean, we think more about ourselves than others, and I mean, hell, I'm guilty of it. Fucking, I'd be a liar if I said I wasn't. But, you know, it's like, it's part of the reason that this world's in such a shit state. We don't focus on helping one another. We focus on how we can
Radiant's
get more
bottom
profit
tower is
for
under
ourselves,
attack.
and how we can, you know, how we can use others to succeed, when really it's not a matter of why we shouldn't be using others in order to get success. We should be promoting other
Radiant's
success.
bottom tower is under attack.
Because then our success will come
Radiant's
naturally.
bottom tower
That
has
makes any
fallen.
sense. You know, that is a good point. If we focus on others and other people succeeding, our success will come naturally. Because when you boost someone else up, they're naturally going to want to boost you up. And so if we spend more time helping each other succeed, then once they get their success, they're more likely to help you. And the reason people are so cynical and don't help people once they succeed is because they're always used to that aspect that they believe the other person is cynical, or just trying to use them, and so now that they're successful, they don't want to help them. We don't make people feel like we do things out of the best interest for them, but the best interest for ourselves. And if you got over that and stopped doing it, Lord knows the world would change a lot. And I'm not religious or anything. I'm just saying, like, logic dictates what every action has an equal and positive reaction. So if we spent more of our actions I didn't even know he teleported me. I didn't know he could teleport people or something.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
And this guy goes good game because he thinks we lost.
Dire's bottom
I'm
barracks
like,
are under attack.
bro. Or maybe he's just good job to us.
Dire's
I don't know.
structures are fortified.
That's what I assumed at the time, and it just meant we were gonna lose, but I'm better than that. But, you know, it's kind of like... yeah, no, I was being cocky. You know, I like to talk about this stuff because I think it's things that are talked about, but they're not talked about enough. You know, and why not use a moment of entertainment like a video game or something like that to bring something to other people's attention, you know? I mean... You know, I actually have a lot of family that's in the movie industry, and I might do acting, so if I become an actor and I become anywhat successful at it, and any of you hear about me, I'm probably going to use fame and a lot of the things in order to, as a gateway in order to bring attention to important things or to science. I'm a huge advocate of science, and I always will be, whether I become a scientist or not. It's just, you know, think about the fact that we literally have the key to immortality in our grasp. Like, we're literally so close. I mean, stem cells, nanobot technology is advancing. I mean, we have something called the immortal jellyfish. Looked up the immortal jellyfish. Well, it's in the Pacific Ocean, and it's biologically immortal. It lives forever. And I mean, we literally found that we can harness this. We can harness the stem cells that it has, and so in other words, we can make people completely immortal, and it's completely within our lifetime and capability science. Okay, so this is when I die, and I think nature's prophet killed me, but I won't even like see, I wasn't really looking at my health. But you know, whatever. So, you know, it's within our lifetime, it's within possible science, and if we focused on it, we can make people
tower is under attack.
literally immortal. And I think it's interesting. I think it's worth the pursuit. A lot of people say, well, we already have an overpopulation problem, but there's a solution to immortality that actually fixes that. Imagine if Einstein was immortal. Imagine if Newton was immortal. Imagine if all these great minds never had to worry about mortality, and they literally had hundreds of years to think about science. You know what I mean? I mean, holy crap, imagine what our technology would be like if all of our geniuses never died. And so that means, like, you know, immortality, give it to our scientists, and give it to Stephen Hawking, give it to Michio Kaku, give it to Black Science. Man, I can't remember. He's one of my favorite scientists. He talks about time travel and all this stuff. He's got a mustache. He did that, We Got a Badass Over Here, that scientist. I don't remember his name. But, I mean, I'm just putting in perspective that if we focused on that kind of stuff, and we gave those people immortality, and I mean everybody immortality. I wouldn't be biased about it. You know, we just have Mars colonies and colonies on the moon, and then better promote, you know, birth control. I mean, it's super. I mean, we got freaking ways of birth control now that, I mean, involve like an injection in the penis or like or in a woman's arm, and it stops you from having babies for like 6 months to a year or something. And not to mention we have it's like a birth control that's gel, and it's used from honeybee venom. And the idea behind it is honeybee venom destroys anything it contacts. Well, they put a protein on the venom as like a shell, and it completely stops. No, sorry, I'm watching the gameplay. It stops HIV and bacteria and anything smaller than a human cell from living, because it completely destroys it. Well, that also means that the sperm tail gets destroyed because that's smaller than a cell. So get this: the honeybee venom gel is going to destroy all STDs because it's non-biased in what it destroys, the honeybee toxin, and it's a birth control, and it's a gel, so it's going to take away no feeling. And I mean, it's amazing. And then we got veggie gel, which is a gel created by extracellular matrixing, which is another technology I'm fascinated with and really want to work on with independent research. And it, I mean, it's almost instant heals. I mean, we got some technology that's in the works right now that's gonna completely change everything. It's gonna take what we see in reality and just flip it on its head. And it's funny because it's easy stuff that's it's already here. It's around the corner, and we just got to utilize it. See, like, all of my ideas and all the things that I want to do is nothing that's science fiction that's not within our possibility, or it's all within I mean, it's all possible now. It's just a matter of money, and it's a matter of, are we willing to spend money and time on it? Are we willing to spend the man hours and the research time? And I think we should, because it's, I mean, oh my gosh, it's so worth it. I mean, why wouldn't we spend money on, I mean, think about it. People would be immortal. We'd have instantaneous travel between the planets. We couldn't necessarily travel there instantaneously, but we could communicate instantaneously. We have the technology to mine asteroids with lasers and certain drills that we've invented, and we can harvest minerals like Lone's Delight, which is stronger than diamond. Okay, Lone's Delight is so strong that less than an inch thick of it can take a nuclear blast. This is stuff that we're talking like Alien. Like, when you see Alien movies and you see them, you see them nuke a freaking ship and nothing happens. That's actually completely possible with Lone's Delight. It's such a powerful metal. It's a strong metal. It's another nickname is hexagonal diamond. It's literally a metal, but it's just ridiculously strong. I mean, it's just like, we have all of this, just, we know about it, and we have ways to do it, but we're not spending money on it. And it's just, it's a travesty in my opinion. I mean, another thing we have that's just ridiculous is, that's science that we could do is antimatter. We found that the secondary magnetic field around our planet, which is, you know, opposite charge, attracts antimatter and repels normal matter. It's kind of like, so the inner one repels antimatter but attracts normal matter, and the outer one repels normal matter but attracts antimatter. You know, reverse polarities. And we found that it's so prevalent, actually, this matter-antimatter, that, you know, we could harness it and use it as fuel. Well, put this in perspective, with something called inverse Compton scattering, which is a technology of taking radiation or light and transforming it into propulsion. What it means is you scatter something through a filter and it creates a form of energy, and that energy can be used for propulsion. Well, the positrons, or positive electrons, produce very potent gamma radiation, high amounts of it, and this radiation is extremely strong. So you can take this extremely strong radiation and turn it into extremely powerful energy. And so, in perspective, you can take as much matter that's in a soda can, and you could literally travel anywhere in the solar system within a day, because you'd be going about 99% of the speed of light. And with as much matter that's in a teaspoon, you can go from here in Mars and back in I think it's less than like 3 hours. It's something ridiculous. Well, you could go here to Mars in less than an hour, I think. And then back would be less than an hour or two, of course. So I mean, it's there. It's possible. Why aren't we utilizing? Why aren't we setting up satellites with magnetic catchers and catching antimatter and then storing it outside the atmosphere, just in case we're cautious about radiation leaks? So I mean, it's easy fixes that would cost it would cost $100 million or billions of dollars, but the return would be exponential. Our return would be greater if you think about it. I mean, look at how this fast we're destroying these towers. To me, the lack of logic is in why aren't we utilizing something? Why aren't we taking advantage of this science we now can cultivate and harness? When
Radiant's middle tower is under
it's
attack.
there, it's easy to use. It's not this impossible feat anymore. It's here. We finally have a chance to use it, to do it, and we're not. And it just, it makes me sad because we have all of this potential and we're not using it. And that's what I want to do. I want to become a millionaire, billionaire, and I want to make all this real, because it's all very easily to become
Radiant's
real.
bottom tower is under
And,
attack.
I think it should be a much bigger focus. I mean, wouldn't you like to live forever? Or if not forever, wouldn't you like to see more, do more? See the stars, see Mars, travel to the moon, Europa, see the rings
Radiant's
of Saturn.
bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, I don't know, something to me is beautiful about that. I don't know, it makes me want to cry.
Radiant's bottom
There's
tower
so much
has
beauty
fallen.
to seeing this universe in here on Earth. And I say there's nothing wrong with having our head up in the clouds or in space.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Triple kill.
I will not fail again. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, I have a lot more stuff to talk about, especially with science, I mean, man, I have a lot of things I would like to talk about. So, I mean, if any of this even remotely interests you when you watch my gameplay or commentary, feel free to let me know, and I'll definitely do more of it. Oh, I got hiccups. I mean, I think they're worthy subjects, and I really think that people complaining about it it's definitely worth it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, how about this? Here's a question of the day. Do you think we should spend
Radiant's bottom
our money and resources, a lot of them, to go to the full extension of scientific research? So I'm talking like we spend almost all of our money on science, like NASA, medical research, stuff like that, because we're spending most of our money on the war budget and our failed education system. And honestly, if we breed a generation of scientists, our education system will fix itself, because everybody's going to be doing
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
high intelligence jobs.
Radiant's middle tower
mean,
is under attack.
To me, it's completely
Radiant's
worth it.
middle tower has fallen.
And
Radiant's
I don't
ancient
see
is under
I don't see
attack.
anything wrong with it. So yeah, that's the question. Do you think we should
Radiant's
spend?
ancient
Do you
is
think we
under
should be
attack.
spending more of our resources and money on science than we are?
Radiant's ancient is under attack.
Monster kill. Godlike. Triple kill.
Well, that was a game. I think I did 16-2 on that. Would have been a little bit better if I would have been played a little bit more cautious. But I think in all, I did good. Morphling's a really good character. Let me know in the comments how you enjoyed the video, and have a great day. And remember, think hard.